Hey, pickleball people. Welcome to Third Shot Podcast. We appreciate all of the downloads, listens, and comments. Don't forget to subscribe or follow us on your favorite podcast platform. That also includes YouTube now. So don't forget to check us out. Just search Third Shot Podcast. If you're more of a Twitter person, you can follow us at Third Shot Pod. We've got Uncle Greg and Russ for another great episode.
How's it going, everyone?
It's going good.
About to get better.
Right?
All right. I like the attitude. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Breaking out the soju again.
I'm drinking out of a can this time. I've got this Topo Chico. The water, I fell in love with it. The little bottled water of Topo Chico.
Yes.
Love it.
Yeah.
Found it like when I went to Texas. I'm like, this thing is great. Now I get it all the time. And I saw these. I'm like, okay, even better.
What flavor do you have?
This is tangy lemon lime.
Ooh.
Is this at a local market that you're getting this, or
Yeah, it's like
ordering
they're like everywhere now.
Are they?
Yeah.
Topo
They were only
Chico's
like at
pretty
Whole Foods for a while, and now they're like I find them everywhere. It's awesome.
Yeah, they've got some good hard seltzers, especially the ones that come in a glass bottle. I don't know what it is, but yeah, the glass makes me feel like I'm drinking something good, you know?
All right, well, we gotta speed this up. I need to get back to the store.
Well, I was saying that I went back to the soju because I was at the courts earlier, and I ran into a college student that was studying abroad last year over in Korea, and he says soju actually costs less than water there. So
Really?
everybody
Oh my
just drinks soju. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
a bottle of soju costs less than a bottle of water in Korea.
It's refreshing too. It's not like, like I don't know, like beer will kind of dehydrate you a little bit. The soju, you don't get that at all.
I love it on a
It's
golf
dangerous.
course. Yeah, I brought this out to you on the golf course.
Oh
I
yeah.
think the first time we went golfing, and it's my favorite golf drink until I can't hit the ball anymore.
Right.
And then I should probably spend extra for water.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
I'm getting wild.
Well, that was a rough third hole for you, Greg.
But I love it.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
Well, I don't think you've done any golf tournaments lately, but I'm excited to hear about the tournament that you did do, the pickleball tournament.
I did. I played in a mix, or actually it was a doubles tournament that I had my mixed doubles partner Joy, who joined me. Yes,
Joy's
Joy.
for Joy. Joy. Oh, okay.
Joy. Yeah.
Okay, I get confused.
Well, luckily I don't. I keep the two joys in my life. Get it? Straight. But we went and played a tournament, and it was open to guys, men's teams, women's teams, mixed teams, didn't matter, right? It was just a kind of a 3-5 level type of thing. Anyway, we played and we got silver medal.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Nice.
That's awesome. So this tournament, it didn't have categories because typically you see like a mixed category, women's, men's. It was a free-for-all.
It was open because it was a duper event, and it was more based on level, right? So they said it was a 3+ level. Most of the players were somewhere between a 3.2 and a 3.9.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Did you have any cool shots like the ATP last time?
You know what? I did not have a cool shot, but my claim to fame on this one was somebody, I was kind of back and somebody netted the ball and it barely kind of peeked over the net. And I hustled my butt off, you guys. I don't know the last time I ran that fast for 15 feet, but I ran so fast. And I actually got it back. We ended up winning the point. So yeah, I felt really good that I was actually able to get my body to move again.
Those are tough. And you didn't have to lay out for it, right? There was no diving involved.
I didn't crash into the net, no. Thank goodness. We did see somebody like lay out for an amazing shot, and everybody was applauding. And Joy looked at me and she goes, partner, I just have to tell you, I'm not laying out for any balls today, okay? And I said, no worries.
Yeah, no one's
I'm not laying out either. time. We had a good time. We played well. We played, it was, I don't know what it was interesting how tournaments go. And okay, I can't explain it. Maybe you guys can help me with this. But it's kind of a round robin thing, right? Where you're playing every team once and you just figure it all out at the end who has the best record or who has the best heads up type of thing. Okay, so the first match we lose by 1 point, right? We hit the time limit and we were
Oh,
and
dang.
we lose the next point. It was totally my fault. I was on the left side. They hit it right down the middle, and I froze, and I thought she was going to get it, and it went right between us, and they won the point. Okay, so we lose. They played wonderfully. They were a great team. It was the first match. I've never played against either one of those players before. Okay, so then Joy and I run off the next four straight. So we were 4-1 going into I guess it was going into the final match, right? This was going to be the gold medal match because the last team that we were going to play was undefeated at that point. And if we
Oh.
won that match, we had the heads up, so we were going to win the whole thing. But anyway, going back to the first match that we lost, great team. But then I look at the records afterwards, and they lost to teams that we beat like 11-4,
Oh, wow.
11-3. I was like, how does that
Mm,
happen? It's kind of
right.
weird. Is it like matchups where their styles just did really well against ours? Or have you seen that kind of stuff before? It's weird.
It is, and it's so disheartening when you're the one, like, in your position, right, where you get beat by that team, and then looking back, it's like, like, what went wrong where statistically, you're with the team that should have won. And in
Mhm.
soccer too, that would happen all the time, and our coaches, would just tell us, like, "That's why you gotta play every game your best," and sometimes when you play against other teams, you change up your style, like you were saying, to kind of either match their play or to go against their play. So I don't know what happened, but Silver's still very good.
It was good. And you know what? It's not like we played poorly that first match. The other team just played really, really well, and like they deserved to win.
Yeah, that was their game.
That was their game. Yeah. And then other teams did better against them. I don't know. It was
Hmm.
weird. Russ, have you ever seen anything like that? That
Uh, y-
happened to you?
yeah, well, I feel like it's almost like the butterfly effect or something, right? Like something happens and it's like, and you just have this, well, I mean, the thing is, I've been to I don't know how many Giants games this year, and we all know how the Oakland A's are performing this year, right? Like not so
Or
great.
not performing.
They're not performing exactly. And they killed the Giants the first game that I was at, like one of the
It's true.
preseason games, and it's like, how did this happen? Like, really? I almost I don't know what it is. It's like even if there's just it's either the zone you're in or something that just is not there that gets you and
Right.
or they're just lucky. I mean, sometimes it just happens, or maybe it's just an uneven matching, because I did see this a lot actually, in coaching soccer, coaching baseball. It was all the time where it was like, oh, we've got this game, and then all of a sudden we're like, it's 10-0, and like, what just
Yeah, maybe just come out flat, or they just are finding holes that day, and who knows
right?
how it happens. The
Yeah,
sports universe talks in mysterious ways.
yeah. Now,
Yeah.
for those on YouTube, I just wanted to share. I mean, Greg, you've got so many medals now. I mean, I've seen you win some. You've got this medal. I actually found a picture of your closet online. Uh,
Oh,
yeah, just medal after medal after medal. I think.
well, that's a part of my closet.
You should see the other side. The trophies.
That's funny, Russ.
Oh man.
Well, I kind of feel bad though for Joy.
Yeah.
I do feel bad for Joy because I've played against Joy twice in two different
Oh,
tournaments.
that's
In fact,
right.
Richie,
She
you
beat you both
remember this. We
times.
played against
Yeah.
her when you were up. Her partner in that tournament was one of the people that beat us in this tournament and won gold, that beat us in
Mm.
the
Oh,
final match.
really?
So Brian,
Ryan,
shout
yeah.
out. He's a listener. Great job. You weren't even fully healthy and you still killed us. So you deserve that win. So Joy partnered with Brian in the tournament that you and I played in. She won
Mhm.
gold. The last time I played in a duper tournament, and she won gold in that one as well with Ricardo. And then she partners with me, silver. So
Aww.
what's, she's the common thread to gold, except I'm not.
Right.
Sorry,
Dang.
Joy. Sorry. I'm gonna do better next time if you have me as your partner. I
She
promise.
is a very good player, though. I'm
Yeah.
remembering her and Brian as well, and both of them great players. So you got a good one. So I don't think it was you, but I'm sure that Joy would love to play with you again.
Well, Brian's partner Sean is also an excellent player, so they had a very strong
Mm,
team. So they're going to be tough to beat, and we gave it our best shot. They just took us down.
dang. Was there anybody else in that tournament that I had gotten to meet? Because I was just up there like maybe a month ago when we were testing out those paddles.
I don't think so. I can't think of anybody else. I think it was just Brian
Mm,
that you had played against before. Yeah, we were testing out those Diadem paddles. That was sweet. That was fun playing those two.
it
Nice.
was, yeah. We
Nice.
had the Warrior V2 and the Vice.
Oh, nice paddles. Well,
Magic
we're gonna
paddles.
yeah. Russ, do you have something?
I do. You see that queued up? I have your other partner that you played with on pickleball. a little disappointed at the silver.
Yeah, she's wearing her silver and not so happy about it, huh? Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry,
Well,
I had to cue
Bridgie, are
that up.
you okay with partnering with me and if we come away with any medal, right? We're happy.
Oh yeah, and it's not about the color medal that we end up with, or even if we get a medal. But I really do have so much fun playing in tournaments with you.
Yeah, we have a good time, and we may have an announcement coming up soon. We're contemplating maybe doing another tournament. So
Nice,
announcement possibly down the road, future episodes.
nice.
But
Well, you guys mentioned Diadem.
we did,
Um,
yeah. And luckily enough, we got our very good friend Kevin McLaughlin of Diadem Sports joining us today to go over the two paddles that we tried out. Plus, he has a brand new paddle that just hit the market, the Diadem Edge 18K. So come on back, meet Kevin again because he is a return guest of ours, and we're going to talk some paddles. So come
Nice.
on back, meet Diadem. If you're listening right now, don't forget we're on YouTube too. So you want to see all the hijinks that we're doing to each other on camera. Check us out on YouTube. If you want to check us on social media, Instagram, Facebook, just look up Third Shot Podcast. And on Twitter, we're on @ThirdShotPod. Bridgie and I, welcome back. Our very first guest we ever had on Third Shot, the manager of partnerships and sponsorship at Diadem Sports. I call him the OG of Third Shot Podcast. Kevin McLaughlin, welcome back.
I love it. I'm so excited to be back with you guys. It's been a wild ride since our first episode. I know I've seen you guys grow a lot, and at Diadem we have also been growing and innovating. So it's been a fun time since the last time we talked.
Well, we cannot wait to hear all about it. At work today, it was a long day, but I just kept telling myself I was so excited to get to our interview to talk with our old friend. So I think we should cheers to our very first guest being back on the show.
Welcome
do
back,
it.
Diadem Kev.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Diadem Kev.
That's what actually a lot of the kids call me out on the junior tennis tour. I do a lot of our sponsorship for our dynasty team, so I've built up a little nickname with the guys out there. They call me Diadem Kev, so we'll let that rock.
That's awesome. So tell us what has all been happening with Team Diadem since the last time we talked. It's been a few months, but I'm sure you have lots of updates for us.
Yeah, definitely. I think the last time we spoke was maybe right before or after Diacon and the launch of the Vice
Right,
paddle.
right before Diacon. Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of cool stuff's happened since then. We had Diacon, the big party at the casino down here, which was really great to get Diadem people from all over the country, even all over the world. We had people fly in from Japan and Germany for Diacon. And it was really a great event. We launched our Vice paddle, and then that was a very successful paddle launch. And the reception in the communities has been pretty cool to see. And then we got into the new year, and so far we've launched 3 paddles that all really take inspiration from the Vice. We started with our Icon V2s at the beginning of the year, which was an evolution on our Icon, our original Icons. And then we moved on to the Warrior V2 in May. And then very exciting launch of our Edge 18K this past week. I think last Wednesday is when it officially went live to the public. And I forgot to mention, we also opened the Diadem Pickleball Center in early June down here in South Florida, which has been really, really cool to have our own facility. It's all indoor too, which is the first one in South Florida, so people can play in the AC, which is I know a great relief for everyone down here. I'm sure Bridgie could relate to that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I would love to play in that type of indoor facility.
Right?
Just
And then,
AC just made you smile right there.
Right, I hear AC.
Exactly. So then with the release of the 18K, we're really primed up for a huge fall into the winter. A lot of really exciting things coming our way. So that's where we're at right now.
Well, that is a lot. And, I just want to kind of dig in because you were nice enough to send us out, the new Warrior. So the V2, and I got it behind me for people that are checking us out on YouTube right now. Kevin's holding it up as well. Tell everybody about the V2 and how did you elevate the original Warrior?
Definitely. I think the first thing to mention is that the original Warrior was one of the top selling paddles of all time. The Warrior brand kind of really took over and was a great product for us and for a lot of players out there. They loved what it brought to the game. It was, at the time it came out, the thickest paddle on the market.
Yeah.
So as we really talked to everybody that was out there using the Warrior, we were able to take a lot of their feedback and make this new Warrior V2 just much better. So I would say the first thing is the etched carbon face is the same as our Edge paddle, which is a really great paddle and has been kind of one of our staples in our performance lineup. So the face on this got improved, and then we also added the what's it called?
The Edge guard?
No, we made it basically like thermoformed. That's the buzzword I was looking for.
Okay.
Thermoformed. So the old Warrior had a edge guard that was placed on the outside, and this one is completely molded. So you're not going to have the edge guard pop off, which happens sometimes through wear and tear with our old Warrior. And then we also had the introduction of the tape on the outside. So the tape really helps. You can see it's got the Diadem logo. For everyone not able to view it, basically this is a piece of protective tape that goes around the edge of the paddle and really helps from scrapes and all the wear and tear that you get out there on the court. So that paddle armor is what we call it, has been a pretty cool evolution to our lineup, and it's something that can be used in or with other paddles too. And we've even seen some people toss them on some tennis rackets also. So yeah, just a great thing to put on the edges of your paddle to keep it from scraping and bumping and everything. Last a little bit longer. So those are kind of like the main things that we did to make this Warrior V2 even better than the V1.
Well, we've been fortunate enough to be able to play with both of them. And I think it was about a month ago, Uncle and I actually got to test it out together for the first time. And when I saw it, the thickness of it, I was under the assumption that it was just going to kind of be more beneficial for my touch game and control and the dinking. But when I got to playing it, it's a powerful paddle for being so thick. What is causing that? Like, what part of this evolution is making it where it's actually powerful, but also very great for your touch game?
Yeah, I think the core in this paddle and the 3XL core, so it's got 3 layers of honeycomb, just like our Warrior did, along with the CMS molding system, really adds more power to this paddle. So you still get the touch and control that you do with a typical thicker paddle, but you are also going to get more added pop with it, a little bit more power because of that molding.
Yeah, it's poppy.
It is. It was funny, Kevin, because when Bridgie came up, I had her play with a couple people that I play with, on the regular and stuff like that. But they never played with Bridgie before, and she was using the V2, and she was just pounding them. They were just like, "What's going on, Greg?"
I love that.
didn't even know what was going on. That's not my usual style.
You brought in a ringer, man. I go, yeah, that's right.
Man,
But
nothing wrong with some extra pop.
nothing wrong
Right.
with that. I mean, Bridgie was just ripping on him, and then I kind of also noticed. I thought compared to the first version of the Warrior, I felt like I got more spin on the ball.
Yeah,
as well as
and that
pop.
could be due to switching up the edged carbon fiber face a little bit as well. So that might have impacted the spin a little bit more.
Yeah, because after the first couple of times I played with it, I took my original Warrior out and I was just kind of comparing it side by side one day. And I was like, I don't know if it's my imagination or not, but I'm spinning the ball a little bit more. I'm able to hit it a little more firmly and not worry about it, going out deep or anything like that. It was dropping in nice. So I think you guys made a really nice improvement with version 2.
That's great to hear, and I'm excited to see what we do with version 3 down the line. That's in the works already.
Really?
Oh,
Okay.
a little
Oh, yeah.
hint.
Down the line. Don't get your
Well, you got me excited. I
your
was ready to
hopes
take
up.
another shot just to talk about version 3, but okay.
Right.
No, someday we'll have to come back for version 3 of the Warrior.
Well, we also got a chance to really get into when Bridgie came up with me and to talk about playing the Vice.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
originally we didn't get a chance to really work out the Vice a lot, but when Bridgie came up, she brought the Vice. We had the V2, and we were we were kind of double teaming people. Where I was playing the Vice, she was playing the V2. Then we would switch off and stuff like that, and people kind of get mad at us. They were like, "Hey, you guys."
That's classic.
But we were okay. So this Vice, obviously, we got to be, very upfront about it. It's not USPA approved and all that kind of stuff. It's, concept paddle. But if you just want a fun paddle that is just something different that you have not played with before, this Vice paddle is just killer.
Oh, yeah. We designed it with the idea of it being like a concept car. So the way that Mercedes and all of these companies put out cars of the future, that's what the Vice is at the end of the day. It's really kind of a culmination of basically all the best technologies that exist into one paddle. Unfortunately, some of those technologies are not USAP approved, which really are two main factors. It's the EVA foam core, so the whole middle of this paddle is a foam injection, and then also it has holes. And big misconception out there is that the holes are for aerodynamics or something like that. And while that may be in play, the real reason why the holes are there is to prevent the paddle face from cracking, because it's that full foam core. Because the holes are there, and kind of take some of the reaction when it hits the paddle and absorb and then push back. So that's really why the holes are there. And I will say that it's been really cool to see kind of the way that the market reacted and accepted, or in some cases didn't accept, the Vice into their communities.
Yeah, it's such a fun paddle, and I love the fact that it's a concept one. So you get the best of all of the worlds put into one paddle. And it was so fun to play with it. And we, like Uncle said, we were switching back and forth and getting to really test it out and play with it. But just the sound alone coming off of it, it's like no other paddle that I've ever heard of before. And the touch on it, oh my gosh.
Yeah, we could try to do, I don't know if this is going to pick up in the audio, but this is always the test that I do to show people the difference in the noise. Is a little, I'm going to bang two paddles together here. So here's the Vice against the Warrior. And then here's the Warrior against the Vice. So let's do that one more time. Here's the Warrior. And here's the Vice. I don't know if you could hear it, but it's definitely
it's more
muted.
muffled.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. maybe this will solve the controversy of the neighborhood noise situation.
Well, that's where this paddle's been great for really a couple different groups, but certainly the ones that are in communities that have noise issues or have had trouble with that in the past. This is a great paddle for that. I know several clubs have purchased a bulk amount, maybe 50 of them, they've made it so this is the only paddle they can use at their club.
Are you guys getting any feedback that people like that are using it on the rec side are getting pushback, say, hey, it's too hot to use on rec?
Oh, 100%. You see it all the time in the forums. It's people will say it's illegal. I've never seen anybody get arrested using the Vice before, so I don't know if it's illegal. But yeah, there's definitely some concern with some players that the ball's just going to come off too fast. And we've seen some groups, some like third parties do like speed tests where they basically hit the ball as hard as they can with the Vice, hit the ball as hard as they can with other paddles, and the speed difference isn't like that crazy that it's going to make a cause an injury or anything like that. Well, that may be a possibility. I think it's probably again, I'm not a doctor or an attorney, but I think it's the probability that the Vice will lead to more injury compared to another paddle is marginal, if any.
Yeah, and I also think that it comes down to the person using the paddle as well and what type of rec player they are, because there's various types of rec play out there where you're out there to have fun and, camaraderie and just growing the sport. And then there's people out there who think they're professionals when they're not professionals, and depending on who you're playing against. So there's a lot that goes into it. I don't think you can really pin it on just a paddle alone, but kind of the situation itself.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
if you're
definitely.
like a player that doesn't generate a lot of power anyway, and you just want a little extra something, I think this edge is the way to go. I mean, it's easier on your arms, easier on your elbow, it's quieter, and it generates a little more power for you. I mean, for somebody that is at that level, I don't think there's any harm in it at all. I think it's the perfect for you.
Oh, for sure. And you just covered two of the other bases is the players that have arm, elbow, wrist pain, anything like that. This paddle is going to be perfect for that because of the EVA foam is the most arm friendly out there. And then also for those players that are really just looking to maximize what they can do on the pickleball court, there's not going to be a more powerful, more spin friendly paddle out there either than this one. So you can have a lot of fun with it. I know it was really cool when we first put it out to get it in some pro player hands and just see what they could do to the ball. The way that it would spin off of it was so crazy.
We're not at that level, but we did kind of experience some of that. It was an immediate thing. As soon as we took it out, we were like, oh, this is different. I mean, this is cool. I really enjoy this. Well, at the beginning, you were kind of talking a little bit about you got a new Edge 18K that you just kind of announced recently. We got to take a quick break, but when we come back, I really want to get into this 18K because everything that you guys have put out about it sounds so cool. So when we come back, we'll have more with our OG, Kevin, talking a little bit about the Edge 18K. Come on back.
Welcome back to Third Shot Podcast. We're here with Diadem Kev, our OG from our very first episode. Welcome back.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. We've already hashed out the Warrior V2 and the Vice. So what's next, guys?
A toast to the 18K.
Yes.
That
Cheers
sounds
to the 18K.
right up my alley.
Oh, hold on. What are you drinking?
So what I have here is a little liquid death. I don't know if you guys know what this is, but I'm over here murdering my thirst. We have the mango chainsaw. It's non-alcoholic. It's basically sparkling water, but it's in my regular daily diet. I put down at least one liquid death. So quick product plug, sponsor me.
There you go.
Yeah, right. Shout out to Liquid Death.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
and sponsor Third Shot while you're at it.
Yeah, get these guys.
Might as well.
Send them a case.
So before the break, we were talking about the Edge 18K, and we are excited to hear all of the details. So give us the specs.
Well, here's the thing: is I feel sorry for everybody who's not watching this because they can't see this beautiful triaxial 18K fiber that is on the surface of this
Oh,
18K paddle.
whoa.
So
It
if
is
you can
pretty.
see, it looks three-dimensional, but it's really not. That's just the fibers themselves. So basically, this has the coolest face that exists in the whole world on any pickleball paddle, in my humble opinion. And it's really kind of a play up from the T700 that you see on most paddles. And so the T700, if you look at it closely, it's all vertical
Right.
weave in the surface, and this 18K basically takes it's called triaxial, so it takes 60-degree turns on the carbon fiber. Oh, it's all one sheet that's woven. The way that I like to think about it is like thread count on sheets.
Right.
The higher the thread count, the better the sheets. The higher the carbon fiber count. In this case, 18K compared to normal paddles are around the 700 range. Um,
Wait a
helps.
second. 700 to 18K?
Yes, sir. Big jumps there. And you can if I hold up these paddles side by side, kind of, well, this one's the raw carbon fiber, but you can see that there's some just it's just lines, vertical basically. And then with this triaxial stuff here, it has those little squares on it that look three-dimensional. And
Mhm.
really the carbon fiber goes all different directions, sitting 60 degrees. So the idea there is that no matter where your paddle is facing on contact, you'll theoretically be able to generate the spin that you would
Oh,
only
I never
get
thought
from.
of that
Wow.
before.
Oh yeah.
So when the fibers are just going vertical, depending on the angle, you'll get a different reaction. The ball will get a different reaction off your paddle.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, it's not going to be so dramatic that this thing's going to fly off in a crazy
Right.
direction. It still has a lot of control. What you'll get is the benefit of the spin that you would otherwise potentially miss if it didn't have that carbon fiber going that way.
Oh.
Wow.
I think, it's such a beautiful paddle and it is kind of 3D. That part of the marketing strategy and some of the performance strategy is people are just gonna be mesmerized looking at the
Oh,
paddle and they're
exactly.
not gonna be focused on the ball coming off. It's just like, woo, and all of a sudden, bam,
Yeah, very
body
cool.
bag them.
And
Right.
then we also upgraded the edge on this from our last edge paddle. So this has what we call the Edge Shield Pro. So just a little bit of a better material and molding process that helps with the power too, I think.
It's a beautiful paddle. And you said that it was recently released. Have you received any sort of consumer feedback on it yet?
Oh yeah, people love it. It's been really great to see. So we dropped it on the 17th, I believe, so last Wednesday from the time that we're recording this, and already we've sold hundreds of them, thousands maybe. I'm not
Wow.
keeping track, and it's been really cool to just hear what everybody has to say about how it's impacted their game, and that they're seeing that the technology that we've added has actually helped them play better.
I love it. I mean, that's really what it's all about from, a manufacturer's point of view. If you can just up the level of your players' games with the technology and what you're building into the paddles, that's what it's all about. And that's what's going to keep them selling, right?
Oh, 100%. So, I think it's definitely, at the very least, the coolest looking paddle out there.
It is.
So,
It's so cool.
yeah.
It is a really cool paddle. Take a look at it when you get a chance. Go to diademsports.com and take a look at the 18K. The last time you were on, you were nice enough to kind of share a little bit behind the scenes on what's coming, and you teased, basically the new Warrior and the new 18K that just came out. Is there anything that you can tease this time?
Well, before I do, I'm gonna backtrack a little bit, and I realized I forgot to mention that we also launched our Power Pickleballs. I don't know if you guys have had
Oh,
a chance to play those, but we started with just a neon color. Now we also have the hard yellow, and then maybe some other colorways coming down the line. You didn't hear it from me, but that's in the works. And the
wink,
really
wink.
cool, yeah, right. And then the really cool thing about these balls is it's all is a unimold, so it's all one mold. Whereas if you look at the other balls, there's kind of like a seam in the middle.
Mhm.
So that technology really helps them last longer and play better.
Definitely. Anything coming up on the paddle side that you can tell us about?
For sure. So we
We
have
didn't learn
some.
from you. We did instruct us.
Yeah, so I'm barred from divulging too much information, but I will tell you we have some exciting things that we're gonna announce in September, and then keep an eye out in October. We have some cool things going on. Really, a lot of stuff in support of our partnership with the National Breast Cancer Foundation.
Oh,
So
wonderful.
be keep an eye out for October. We're gonna be cranking a lot of pink there, and then in that around that same time frame in the fall, we're gonna have some new things come out that I think are really gonna fill out our paddle lineup, which will be really exciting, and really kind of give an offering for players of all skill levels, players that are looking for paddles of all price points. And then, of course, I can't give any dates. I can't give any real information besides make sure you guys are looking back in at Diadem Sports for Diacon round 2 information. That's coming out. That's going to be big.
Yes.
I'm thinking maybe we need to get Uncle Greg and Bridgie out here for that one.
Woohoo!
Oh, I think you're right. That sounds like a fabulous idea.
Oh yeah.
It'll be on
Florida
our
is.
radar.
Is it going to be in Florida? Potentially.
Potentially. I
Potentially.
I don't know the details. I might know the date. Can't toss it out there, but I can tell you that it's going to be even bigger and better than it was last year. There's going to be probably some ancillary events that go on around it, and it's going to be really the most exciting party in pickleball and tennis too. People forget that we do tennis at Diadem also.
Yeah, there you've got a lot going on. Diadem definitely keeps everybody on their toes, keeps them excited for new things coming. And earlier you did also mention the Diadem Pickleball Center that's recently opened. Tell us how that's been going.
Yeah, it's been absolutely electric. So I would be remiss without mentioning our guy Gene DeVito. So if you've been to the DPC as we call it, or you follow it on social media, you would have seen Gene, and he's probably the best personality I've seen in pickleball on the teaching and programming side. We plucked him out of Texas and we brought him to South Florida, and he's been running that facility like a madman. Not even joking. He might be there 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day. There's a chance he's sleeping
Wow.
at the DPC. I'm not 100% sure,
Rents a
but
room in the back.
yeah,
Yeah. On court 2, there's a cot.
yeah, he eats and breathes that stuff, and he's really creative too. So all the programming that we've been able to have over there with the different Moneyball tournaments, Margarita Monday. This weekend we're gonna have DPC 1, similar to like the UFC series. How they're at,
Oh,
I
wow.
don't know, UFC 200 something now. We'll get
Yeah.
there eventually. DPC 200 down the line. And just the programming, the open plays are always full. League play, clinics, everything. And then we're starting to do some more private events over there too. If you have a birthday party in South Florida, that's a great spot to do it. If your business is looking for team building activity, that's where it's at. So it's really becoming kind of like a hub of South Florida pickleball. And we've had a lot of great pros come in there too. Anna Lee Waters is in there often. A bunch of those players. So it's just been great to have, and it's going to be really cool to see the different tournaments and clinics and everything that we're able to pull off there.
Well, one of our previous guests, he's a junior player, Kyle Kelman. He plays over there and with his mom, Jennifer, and they rave about it. They think it's a fantastic facility. They're getting great training there. They're competitive, super competitive open play, and is really leveling him up really quickly.
Oh yeah, I can only imagine how a player could enter that environment and really embrace it and improve so quickly just because of the quality of play there and the quality of instruction and everything is just elite.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you mentioned tennis. We can't ignore the tennis side of what you're doing at Diadem because that's kind of the foundation of where Diadem all started. And I know you're very involved in the tennis side. Tell us a little bit about what's going on the tennis side.
Yeah, definitely. And it's actually a really exciting time for us in tennis because, the last couple of years have been heavy pickleball. We've seen the growth in pickleball. That's kind of become the main focus almost out of necessity. And in the coming year or two, we have a big focus on our tennis line and just really all of our services. I do our junior sponsorship program called the Dynasty Team. And so it's been great to see that grow over the last year and a half, 2 years. And I think we're gonna be able to add some more pro players in the coming year. We're gonna expand kind of the product lineup and work on some price points. And I think our tennis is really gonna take off. And hopefully in the next few years, we're able to compete with the big names in tennis the same way we're at the top of the pickleball game up there with all the big dogs. So it's really cool to be a part of the tennis side of things also.
Yeah, it's an exciting time for Diadem. For our listeners who may be interested in joining Team Diadem, how would they go about doing so?
Yeah, definitely. So on our website, there's a section called Team Diadem. You can go in there and apply. And I will tell you too that if you go on there after September, it might look a little bit different because we're working on really revamping that website and the application portal and everything for tennis pickleball players. Also, like pro shops, teaching pros, everything like that. We'll have a better way for you to get connected with us coming up soon. So definitely keep an eye out on that.
And I know, people can go on to Diadem Sports, check out Team Diadem, but for the people that are lazy and they just want to hear from you, what can people expect if they join Team Diadem?
Yeah, 100%. So it's really a comprehensive program that we built on the junior sponsorship side for tennis. And I imagine it's going to evolve similarly for pickleball, especially as more colleges start to get clubs. And I'm thinking down the line it's going to eventually be a college, like an NCAA sport. So I think that will be exciting for all the junior pickleball players. But on the tennis side, we have really the most comprehensive junior sponsorship program in the world. We do more than just equipment. So a lot of the other brands will just give you a discount or free product. We have a lot more support for our players with our pro shop and our technology center that's right behind me.
Yeah.
We have master racket technicians that can really make their gear custom for their game. They can do the same thing for pickleball too, adding different weights and things like that. So that's something to consider also. But then we do a lot to help our players get more exposure and visibility for college recruiting, which has
Oh.
been really cool to see players get connected to some coaches that they otherwise would have missed out on. So those two pieces, along with, of course, all the sweet dynasty team stuff that we have and special sales we do. So definitely, if you're a junior tennis or pickleball player, make sure you guys are applying.
That's awesome. I really hope this NCAA takes off with pickleball. I would love to see that for the junior players.
Yeah, there's hundreds of clubs right now that we have been in contact with as the semester is getting started. So it's still only a matter of time, and then eventually the Olympics too. I think it'll get into the Olympics.
Fridgie, how do we get a pickleball club at UNLV? How do we get this? How do we make this happen?
I wouldn't
Oh,
be surprised if there was one already.
There is not, sadly. I work at the UNLV campus, but I work in the department that is the one that oversees sport clubs. So
Oh well,
I got the
let's
steps
get it
in
going.
line.
Yeah,
Yeah.
club tennis too.
Yes.
Yeah, let's make this happen.
Yeah, I love it.
We will. Yeah. Kevin, you better stay on the line after this.
100%.
So, Kevin, thank you so much for coming back on the show with us. We love catching up with you and all the exciting things you guys got going on at Diadem. I mean, it's like nonstop with you. I mean, it seems like every month you're coming up with a new announcement, new products, the technology, both on the tennis and the pickleball side. It's super exciting to catch up. And I just see there's going to be another episode coming up pretty soon.
Oh, 100%. We're definitely going to have to get connected here in the next few months as all of these things that I sort of hinted at start coming to fruition.
Well, I'm thinking a live show from Diacon too.
Oh, yeah, baby. Let's
That's
lock
what
that
I'm
in.
thinking.
At
I
least.
don't know, but
Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna have to go live.
Yeah, at least live from the DPC. At least up on the stage at the bar, we can take real shots at the bar at the DPC.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
We're there.
Lock
Yeah.
it in.
Booking it
lock
in.
it in. Lock it in. Thanks for coming back with us, Kev.
Yeah, 100%. Anytime.
And thank you, everybody, for joining us on Third Shot. Bridgie and I will continue to share our pickleball journey. Special thanks to Diadem Kev. That's the handle that you got to look for out there because he is the best in the business. He got all the knowledge. And if you have anything at all that you want to know about Diadem, go to diademsports.com, their website. It has so much information. Support this show by subscribing. We promise to have more amazing guests just like Kevin on Third Shot in future episodes. Let's continue to share our enjoyment for the game and grow the pickleball community. So see you next time on Third Shot Podcast.